Okay. All right. So let's get it started. So hi, I am J.M. Manion. I'm here for NPC News Online, and I'm here reviewing.
Hi, I'm Hannah Asanah, By J.M.
All right. So the reason that we are interviewing Hannah is that she put up some transformation photos the other day, and she was just in the NPC Brew City Championships, and our friend David Bay had shown me your transformation side-by-side photo and stuff like that. So give us a little bit of background on yourself.
Sure. So I started my transformation and training as a bikini competitor last year. So 365 days of commitment and dedication to the journey. So far, I've lost about 60 pounds and we're still going. I used to be a plus size model and I really just wanted to change directions. I needed a new chapter in my life and I wanted to take control of my body and not just, be at the whim of what the client wanted. And this is the body that I wanted from day one. So I'm so ecstatic that I made the change and I'm excited to see what else I can do.
So how old are you, Hannah, if you don't mind?
I'm 27.
Okay. So what made you decide to make this change? Because I saw the pictures that you sent over also with your modeling pictures and everything. And what made you say, hey, I want to look like this and not like this anymore?
I've always really wanted to be like that Sports Illustrated cover model, the cover of Men's Fitness, health magazines. So I've always been an athlete and had that competitive drive. So when I started working out and seeing the changes that my body was naturally making, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not living up to my full potential. And I just kept going and I'm, really enjoying this journey and I'm enjoying the workouts and the regimen. So I started and I haven't looked back since.
And that was how long ago?
A year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, were you looking at were you looking online at different things and following anybody that gave you an inspiration, or was this just all of you? You just said, okay, looked in the mirror one day and said, this is it. I'm going to make this change for myself.
So I started going to some of the more like bodybuilding gyms in the area in Milwaukee, and people started approaching me saying that you have a really great frame, and I considered bikini bodybuilding. I had no idea this industry really existed.
Also, tell people how tall you are.
I'm 6'1". Yep, so I'm super tall, so I definitely stand out in the gym. But like I said, I had a few coaches approach me about bikini bodybuilding, and that's kind of spurred my interest. And since then, I've, had lots of inspiration from like Laura Lee, Isa, of course, Angelica, Janet. These are the top of the top and they're amazing women and they're really inspirational with their stories as well. And of course they have bomb physiques that I want to replicate.
Right. No, I told you whenever we spoke briefly the other day, the funny thing was David Bay sent me this stuff and said, hey, go look up this girl and everything. And I realized that I was actually following you.
I know, that's so crazy.
On Instagram, right? I don't even know. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how that happened, but it must have been, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm already following her. So I don't even have to click to follow. And I had read through some of your most recent posts, and I like the one where you talked about your parents, about how strict, I mean, we say they're strict, but they gave you guidelines of basically we could call it the Ricky Bobby school of either your first or your last.
Absolutely. So my parents are super strict. My mom's German and my dad is Nigerian and they're both doctors. So as you can assume, they have a high level of expectation for all
Right.
of the children. So I've always had a competitive, upbringing and a competitive, mindset because I always want to make them proud. And, I'm competitive with my siblings. I want to be the best.
Well, how many siblings do you have?
I have 8 siblings.
Oh, wow. How many are girls?
What was that?
How many are girls?
There are 5 girls.
Okay. So 5 girls and 3 boys.
Yep.
And where do you fit in with all of them?
So I am a middle child, but I was raised kind of like an oldest because my older siblings, there's about a 10-year age gap. So they were kind of out of the house by the time I was being raised.
Okay. And whenever you decided to make this transformation, did you talk to your parents about it or your siblings, or did you just go for it and not tell?
I just went for it. And that's kind of been my attitude my whole life. I'm definitely a go-getter. And, you know, I always seek for their approval, but I always feel like I, you know, just go after things.
Yeah. Now, did you research what gyms to go to, or did you just go to a place that was close to you? Did anybody recommend like a gym, a trainer, or any type of dietitian or a guru or whatever?
So the first gym that I went to was a Gold's Gym downtown, obviously one of the best and one of the oldest brands in the business. So I wanted to start there. And then I just did some research about what were some of the bigger gyms, like I mentioned, for bodybuilding. So Milwaukee is a pretty small area, so there's not too many. And I actually make my rounds to most of the gyms on a weekly basis. And just try and network and, you know, get involved in the community, understand, you know, what people are doing, what's working, what's not working, who can I utilize as resources to help me do better. So I did start out with a coach my first year. Her name's Haley Wagner, and she did an amazing job guiding me with my nutrition, but the training was 100% me in the gym every day, following some more streamlined approaches. But it's been amazing so far.
I'm sorry. Everything's going off. I'm sorry. Go ahead about Haley. I'm sorry.
So I was saying that Haley had started me with my nutrition plan. So that really changed the game for me, was nutrition. I was already, as I mentioned, working out and doing pretty hard lifts, mostly full body. So she helped me streamline my lifts as far as what conditioning I needed to do, cardio, and then do more targeted workouts.
Okay. And tell people what you do for a living also, so they know you're not just some gym rat.
So I ride motorcycles for a living. No, I work in marketing and brand strategy for Harley Davidson. So I do get to have some fun and ride motorcycles around the country and visit lots of dealerships, but it's definitely a fun job. And there's lots of people who ride bikes at the gyms that I go to. So that's a plus.
Now, what did your coworkers think whenever you started this transformation?
They were shocked, and they were definitely impressed that I had the willpower to stick to it for as long as I did. Like I mentioned, you know, it's been a year that I've done this transformation, but I haven't let off the gas for, you know, that entire time. I didn't take any diet breaks, and they saw me bringing all of my prepped food and making sure that I was drinking my gallon of water a day. So I feel like I've actually inspired a lot of my coworkers to live a healthier lifestyle as well.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so now you're going through all this. In the beginning, did you think you were ever going to step on stage to compete, or this was just a personal goal at first? And then what gave you the inspiration to suit up in a bikini and get on an NPC stage?
So going to the gym, I met some other bikini competitors, and the first competition that I went to was Chris Cormier last year during May. I saw the girls who were on stage, I saw the lights, I saw the whole atmosphere. Shredded Cheddar put on a wonderful, wonderful show for both the athletes and the audience. And I turned to my friend and I was like, I'm going to do that and I'm going to win one day. And from that day forward, like I said, it's been all gas, no brakes. And I'm so, so excited with what we were able to bring to the stage this past weekend. But I know that I have so much more to bring. So I'm excited to start building.
And how did you learn about like what you need to do for suits, tanning, gluing the suits in, the suit? I mean, there's a lot of process that goes into that. So did somebody help you with or was that just something you researched also?
So the production company helped a lot with the preparations as far as spray tanning and doing a lot of research on my own, understanding what all the costs were going to be as far as, you know, the registration fees and the tanning and the suits. So I did a lot of research as far as who was wearing what are the best in the business. You know, I didn't go up there to, you know, just have anything on. I wanted to make sure that I had, you know, an angel competition bikini on because I know that they produce really, really spectacular suits. I wanted to make sure that my tan was flawless. But yeah, it was just a lot of self-research. And again, my coach helped kind of guide with some other competitors that I could talk to for advice.
Now, in the time when you were doing all this, you've had friends for a multitude of years. Were your friends supportive of this, or were your friends questioning you, saying, why are you doing this? You know, we love you the way you are. Other family members, what was their reaction whenever this all started, this whole process for you?
So my friends were 100% on board, and they know when I decide to do something, I'm going to put 100% effort into it, and I'm extremely passionate about the projects and the things that I pick up to do. So when they saw me stop going out to eat, I stopped, you know, drinking, they didn't think anything of it. They were like, yep, Hannah's got a new hobby. She's got a new, you know, lifestyle. That's her. We're just going to go with it.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, so it's been really, really helpful.
So how did you pick the NPC Brew City, especially with everything, the contest getting pushed back and back?
Yeah. So this year has been insane, to say the least. So the first competition that I was actually going to register for was Fox Cities, and that's also in Wisconsin. That was April 11th. That unfortunately got canceled. And then the next show that was available was the Chris Cormier. That has now been rescheduled to August. And the next show that we had lined up was Brew City. So I figured, you know, I had been in prep for already, you know, 5 months now. I started in January. You know, I felt ready to get on stage, and I wanted to, you know, make that step to move forward.
Okay, so the question is now, I mean, I know where you placed. We'll get to that in a minute. But Chris Cormier was where you saw this, and it's really, are you going to go compete in that show now?
So Chris Cormier is only 8 weeks away, and the feedback that I got from the judges, the only critique was put on more muscle. So they wanted me to take about 6 months to do that, stay about 10 pounds within my stage weight, and make sure that I'm putting on some lean muscle. Being 6'1", you know, I looked really lean on stage, and that's the fact of the matter. So I needed to,
yeah, with your body structure and height,
I fill out. So I don't think that in 8 weeks I'll be able to bring anything much different. So we're going to take a longer time to really develop and grow. And you know, I'm looking to win next time, and I want to bring that best package.
Yeah. Okay. So tell everybody where you placed and what classes and divisions for the Brew City.
So I competed in novice, true novice, and open. In true novice, I believe I placed 4th, novice 2nd, and I placed 4th in open.
I'm assuming you were in the tall class?
Yes.
With your heels on, how tall do you think you were on stage?
I was probably about 6'5", 6'6".
For the other girls,
I love it. I love being tall. I wear
the
tall.
Other girls doing this to you?
Yeah, they were looking around like, who is this giant?
I mean, even the competitors in your class are probably like, okay. Most of them are like right at that cutoff where it is. So,
hey, the air is much better up here.
I like that. All right. So being that this is all new to you and the training and stuff, how much did you practice your posing did you do it every day or?
Yeah, so I was practicing every day, whether that was just a short little, routine in the mirror after a workout, whether that was in a check-in. Posing was really, really important to me, especially being a former model. I know, what a runway walk takes. You can't just hop up on a runway and hope that you're going to look as smooth as all of the other models who have been doing it for years. So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of, looking at YouTube videos, looking at the NPC news videos, and the awards as far as, who was winning and what do those posing packages look like. And I just kept working with my own body as I started transforming, shapes started to appear. I went through a few different front poses, and I'm sure I'm going to go through a couple more as my body continues to change. But posing was definitely critical, and I identified that from the very beginning that I needed to know how to pose to be successful.
Right. Yes. I like the part where you said you went on NPC News Online to watch the videos, right?
Yep, I did. I did. That was actually the biggest recommendation from everybody, was to go and look at the contest videos and see what the girls are doing, see what's relevant and what's winning those shows.
Right. All right. So you were a plus size model. Are you still doing any modeling at all? Or is that something that's in the past, or do you still have aspirations for that?
No, I definitely still have aspirations. Since COVID hit, the modeling industry has also been really severely impacted. So my agency did a lot of kind of rebranding and reworking. So I'm actually looking for new representation for more of a fitness style, because they can't promote me as at plus anymore.
Right. Yeah. Whenever you told them you were doing this, or you saw it, what did they say about it?
They were so ecstatic for me. They were excited because they knew that it was so challenging for me to continue to size up and size down. I had originally started the industry at a size 10, and by that photo that I shared, I was a size 16.
Oh, wow.
So that was a significant change in weight. I didn't feel confident. I was just uncomfortable with where I was. And when you go on set and you're the only plus size model there, surrounded by all of the straight size models, it kind of gets in your head, especially when that's not the natural state that you feel like your body should be in. So I wanted control. And, I just told them, I'm getting in shape, and whether or not you guys are going to come along for the ride or not, or whether or not clients are going to appreciate that, I'll find new ones if that needs to happen.
Well, that's great that your agency was behind you on this. It's nice to hear. So now, is there anybody else that you want to give a shout out to, or anybody you want to trash? I mean, whatever. I mean, this is
anybody I want to trash. I'm coming for you all. Just kidding.
There you go. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to give a huge shout out to Kevin and Stacy Tomasini. They run the production company Shredded Cheddar. And they have really taken me under their wing for the past year. So they saw me at the Animal House gym a year ago and have kind of been following my journey, helping me with advice. As I mentioned, they put on an amazing show last year. I came back and I wanted to walk on one of their stages. So I was super excited that I had that opportunity. So they've been amazing. My friends, my family, and my former coach, Haley, she was really impactful in this journey.
Okay, so you say former coach. Are you having a new coach moving forward, or what are you doing there?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the market for a new coach, a new team to take me to the next level. I need some streamlined approach and somebody who has experience with definitely somebody with my body type, someone who's humongous and who can put some good muscle on me. So I'm, like I mentioned, I'm definitely in the market for a new coach right now. So I'm taking my time.
And where can these potential coaches contact you?
They can reach me on my Instagram or via email. Should I list my Instagram?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So you can find me at the Hannah Asanah. So reach out to me. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to offer, and looking forward to working with somebody who believes in my potential too.
Yeah, so coaches, if you've been watching this, she's laid out what the judges have given her for feedback, so you know what you're in for. You know what, right?
Yeah, I had really, really amazing feedback, and that's what's really been fueling my fire this week to get back in the gym, to get moving and get building. Like I said, the only critique they gave me was not enough muscle. Everything else was pro level potential, amazing stage presence, hair and makeup was on point. They loved my suit. So, you know, I feel like I have the foundation for success, and I really just need to build that pro level package and even an overall package. So we've
Right.
got work to do. We've got some work to do.
Yeah, actually, one of my favorite pictures was one you had it up on your Instagram. It was the one with you with all your medals and your arm up in the air. You just look like so happy in that photo.
I was, yeah, that was definitely a life-changing experience. Like I said in the post, you know, I had waited a long time, a year, to get on stage. I knew I wanted to do that, and it was bittersweet. You know, I wanted to do better. I wanted to bring a better package, but that was just step one, and it was magical. It felt so good to be on stage and to actually, you know, place in my first show. I was really, really proud of myself.
Well, good. I like the fact that you have a game plan. You know what you want to do. Probably a lot of the competitors, when I would have asked them if they were going to do that NPC Chris Cormier contest in 8 weeks, would have said yes.
Yeah.
You know what you want. You know where you want to go. You know what you need to do. And you're not rushing it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't want to compete just to compete. I definitely want to compete to win. So I want to be smart about what I'm putting my efforts behind. And right now that needs to be building muscle.
Yeah, because your ultimate goal is to be standing next to all of those competitors who you named in the beginning, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely be head and shoulders above them. I know.
A couple of them, yeah, a couple of them.
Couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. So, Anna, I appreciate doing the Zoom here. As what you don't all know is that I couldn't figure out how to do this at first. So
it was a learning
process, but it was fun. Hannah helped me, guide me along here.
Yes,
even to find out that I actually have a camera on my laptop. So, all right. So, Hannah, I'm going to be following you online, obviously, which I already was. Be following you more. Photographs from your contest are on NPCNewsOnline.com at this point. So, if anybody wants to go look at the 2020 NPC Brew City Championship photos and also the photos of Hannah, they are up there. And looking forward to actually in person eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise. Thank you so much. This has been such an amazing opportunity, and I really wanted to thank you guys for sharing my story and sharing my message.
Yes, well, I'm going to give a final shout out to David Bay for bringing the story and bringing you and I together on all this too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, David. Thank you, Flex Magazine, for the coverage. That was amazing. I can't thank you guys enough.
Yep. All right. Well, J.M. Manion and
Hannah Asanah.
All right. And we are signing off.
Bye.
Okay. I guess now I got to stop this. Oh, there it is. End. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I hope that was good.
Yes, it was really good. So, okay. All right. I will be talking to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.